Good morning and welcome back to my channel. So today's video, I thought I would show you guys some of the things I like to do to really kind of manage and alleviate my IBS symptoms, in particular bloating. So this is just the stuff I do that I find really helps my digestion in general. So if you've been following my channel, you would know that I do suffer from IBS. And I'm currently working with my dietitian on an elimination diet, which is the low FODMAP diet, to just kind of manage those symptoms. So at the moment, because we are seeing results, but not as good a results as we would want, I'm also doing salicylate challenges. So if you guys are interested in what that is, like, let me know. But yeah, without further ado, let's jump into it. So the first thing that I love to do, and I love to do this as early in the morning as I can, ideally straight after breakfast, and that is to go for a walk. So something about being outside in the fresh air and just kind of moving my body, super low intensity. It's like steady state cardio. So I find it's really good for my digestion, as it just kind of wakes things up, gets things moving, gets me moving and like the blood flowing. And there's actually evidence that walking helps like speed up the way the food moves through your stomach, which makes you feel fuller. And yeah, look, I don't know, it makes me feel heaps better, and I love a good morning walk. Now, I also find that going for a walk after breakfast really helps with the second thing I like to do, and that is to snack less. So this is a totally individual thing. So everyone's different, and you might be the complete opposite to me. But by nature, I'm a grazer. I love to just sit there and pick. And if you didn't give me an actual full meal all day and just like a huge grazing platter, I would be happy. My stomach, on the other hand, would not. My stomach does not agree with it at all. Trying not to snack between meals and just focusing on having like good, substantial, balanced, filling meals, I found really helpful, just giving my digestion that break, time to process one before starting the next. So going for a big walk after breakfast, removing me from the proximity of my pantry. Also, I'm kind of doing something else. I'm focused on something else. I'm not kind of thinking about snacking. And yeah, it just really helps me stick to my meals a little bit better. Now, I know this one has kind of been like reiterated to death, and you know, at the risk of sounding like a broken down record, I genuinely notice such a difference in my bloating based off how much water I'm drinking. So it's winter here in Australia, so I have kind of noticed that I just slip a little bit with my water drinking, and I feel it. Water helps like your stomach break down the food. So drinking more water is going to help with your digestion, but it also loosens everything up and keeps you regular, if you know what I mean. Ooh, let me tell you, if I wake up in the morning and I am not feeling my best, all I have to do is think about how much water I drank the day before, and it's like, yep, that's why. So yeah, I basically carry this water bottle around with me everywhere. I actually broke my water bottle, which is really annoying. So I'm using this one, and it is from Lululemon, and like it's great because it's like that insulated and it keeps your water cold and all of that. But I kind of hate it because it is this screw lid, and that's just like a lot of effort. Not really, but I find if I have just like a sippy lid that I don't have to like take off, I can just like, I drink so much more water. So if anybody has any good recommendations for drink bottles with like a pop top or like a sippy lid, let me know, because I do need a new one, but like in the interim, like this is fine. Obviously, one of the bigger things I have been doing lately that is, yeah, kind of working is following a specific diet that is designed to kind of help IBS and digestion. So everyone's ideal diet is different. So it's super important not to just like take a box diet, pop it on and think like, yeah, this is gonna solve all of my problems. So like what works for me might not work for you. Everybody has different trigger foods. You've got to find your ideal. But at the moment I'm doing the low FODMAP diet, which is an elimination diet. So it is quite restrictive. But once everything kind of gets to a good point, I will start the challenges, which is the reintroduction phase. And then the end goal is that you're not like eliminating everything all the time, but making sure I have healthy low FODMAP snacks on hand that I can just grab and eat whenever I do feel like it really helps, because it means I'm not like sitting there snacking on things that I probably shouldn't be or that are not ideal for my digestion. Okay, so speaking of healthy low FODMAP treats, I mean, you guys know that I love to bake, and yeah, I just think, especially on low FODMAP, you can bake it so much better and so much cheaper. Today I'm going to be baking some muffins, and I'm actually going to be baking 3 different flavors of muffins. So I've been battling with this decision all last night and this morning, and I can't choose. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the base batter and then split it, and I'm going to have all 3 different flavor combos. So today I'm going to make blueberry muffins, because blueberry muffins are a staple and you cannot go wrong. I'm also going to make a cranberry choc coconut muffin, because that combo is just, oh, so good. I actually made some muesli bars with that combo from A Little Bit Yummy, which is Alana's website that are also low FODMAP. I'll link those down below because they were really good as well. But yeah, I'm dying over that combo, so I'm going to chuck them in a muffin. And lastly, I'm going to make a maple and pecan muffin, because that just sounds so decadent and I'm here for it. So yeah, super easy. I've got all of my ingredients out. I've also got a scale and a large mixing bowl. I find with baking, it's just a lot easier to use a scale. But firstly, I'm going to start with 4 eggs. I'm going to chuck in 200 grams of coconut yogurt. So I find this makes the muffins really like creamy and fluffy and just gives the best texture, and also makes them not dry. Now it's time to add in your flours. So I'm doing a combo of almond meal and buckwheat flour. I find the almond meal is really nice. I love the flavor and it's really easy to work with. And then the buckwheat flour gives it a little bit more density. I like the nuttiness of it, and it also has like a really high FODMAP threshold, so that's really easy. You can really use any combo of flours you like. Oat flour would also work really well. So yeah, 120 grams of each. Okay, scratch that. So I only had 80 grams of buckwheat flour blended, and I can't really be bothered to mill anymore. So I'm just going to use quinoa flour for the extra 40 grams because, again, I like the flavor and it has a really high FODMAP threshold. And throwing in about a teaspoon of baking powder, about a teaspoon of rice malt syrup or any kind of sweetener you like. And then about 90 mils of almond milk. And I'm just going to mix all of that together and combine that really well. You can see that's just like a really thick, kind of gloopy texture, which is exactly what you want. So to do the add-ins, you just need 3 even bowls, and all I'm going to do is just transfer it about evenly into each of the bowls. So the first flavor is going to be my cranberry and coconut ones. The Monash app says for dried cranberries, you can have 15 grams a serve. This is making 4 muffins. So I'm going to put in 40 grams, which is a little bit on the conservative side, but it means we'll definitely be well under. For the dried coconut, I'm going to put 40 grams of that as well. That's nice and conservative according to the Monash app FODMAP threshold, and is a good balance between the 2 flavors. I'm then just going to combine that together until we have a nice, delicious dough and set that to the side. The second flavour is going to be my blueberry muffins. So I'm just going to go ahead and dump 100 grams of frozen blueberries in there. If you have fresh, that would probably work nicer, but I'm just working with what I've got and what is in season. And for my last flavour, I'm just going to throw in some maple syrup. I'm going to throw in maybe 40 mils of maple syrup and just a handful of roughly chopped pecans. That's about 60 grams, and give that a stir as well. Then just spoon the mixture into your muffin trays. So each bowl should make 4 muffins. For my maple pecan muffins, I'm then just adding a couple of additional pecans just on the top for presentation. And for my cranberry coconut chocolate ones, I'm just adding a square of 85% Lindt dark chocolate or any FODMAP approved chocolate straight down the middle. So that's just gonna melt and give them like a really gooey chocolatey center. Pop your muffins in the oven at 180 degrees for 25 to 30 minutes or until they are brown and delicious on top. Another thing that I find really helps with just my digestion and my bloating and really just my discomfort in general is working out. So I find when I'm working out consistently, I always feel better and I don't feel as just like sluggish. I don't think that's really like an IBS thing. I think that's just like an in general thing. And if I'm honest, being consistent in my workouts is probably something that I've struggled the most with lately. I do kind of have to time my workouts around like when he's sleeping and when he's in a good mood. Around when he's sleeping and when he's in a good mood, which is not always, but yeah, I think he's gonna just kind of play around a little bit now, so I'm quickly gonna smash something out. I've got like 30 minutes, so it's not gonna be like a super long workout, but I'm gonna make it as intense as I can to make the most of my time and yeah, just like get my blood moving. Now that I'm nice and warm, I'm going to do a full body workout. I just find it's more efficient. I don't know how often I'll be able to work out. If it'll be tomorrow, if it'll be the next day. Working out every muscle group every time I work out is just more efficient. So I'm going to do as many Tabata circuits as I can. So that's 40 seconds on, 20 seconds off, 8 rounds. And I'm going to pick 2 exercises for each kind of circuit. So it'll be 8-minute circuits. I'm hoping to do 4, but I'll be happy if I get 3 done. Workout complete. That was good. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you guys do have any other tips that you think I should try, definitely let me know down in the comments section. Otherwise, my name's Nicole. If you did like this video, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.